Okay, then this is new. This is actually really new. Let's go ahead and get people. If I cannot find the actual stream itself, make sure it's actually going good. Yeah, sure. YouTube, have a new feed. Oh, of course. Why not? Let's go ahead and give me that right there. Let's just go ahead. Do this right here. Webcam, instead of actually creating full-on events, they are now giving you the ability to basically do this. That's lovely. Although I'm probably going to stick with the other things. God knows. Yeah. Just go ahead and try and go here real quick. Again, I know it might seem like I'm distracted. I'm just trying to make sure everything's going good. But yeah. Again, just trying to make sure everyone, because again, new feature, of course, Google decides to, or at least YouTube in general decides to do this. So why not? Jerks. Anyway. Hey, Hunter. Sorry I didn't see you there. I was currently making sure everything was going good. YouTube decided to do this new feature of saying, oh yeah, hey, webcam. Let's totally put that feature in there and not tell anyone about it. But that's not why you're here, obviously. No, you're probably wondering, what is Project Galaxy? To kind of catch you up to speed, as well as anyone else is probably seeing this and or jumping onto this. Glad you did. Project Galaxy is a tabletop RPG or role-playing game that I, as well as a few others, are developing. We've been working on this for the past year now, and I am just now actually talking about it. Which I'm actually very happy for, that I'm able to actually talk about this project and actually share it with all of you. Now, we do have a Facebook. I will probably share the Facebook. Maybe in the comment section when the stream's over. I'm not sure. Again, this is a whole new thing for me because I didn't know YouTube decided to basically... Yeah. One of those things, though. So, what can I share about Project Galaxy? Project Galaxy is basically going to run off the same character sheet and build as D&D for iteration 1. I'm wanting to do 3 iterations, but at the same time as it's going to go on, we're probably going to go through more iterations of the actual build. Now, since we got more people actually on board of it, I was going to hopefully have a closed alpha build during the summer. But if everything goes good, we'll probably have a closed alpha before the summer even gets here, and then we will have a public open beta when the summer does get here. So expect a open beta during the summer, so that you guys can basically download a character sheet to write down your character, fill it all out, choose what race you want, all that good jazz, which I am going to be kind of getting in. It really is. And believe me when I say, I have had this idea for this tabletop RPG since 2012. Here it is 2018. That's a pretty long damn time to basically finally say, yeah, okay, I'm ready to finally go into this. And if you're a Dungeons & Dragons player or a Pathfinder player, hey, 556, or you've even played other tabletop RPGs like Warhammer 40K or anything of that nature, where you had to build a character and you've had to basically fill out a character sheet. Like, it's basically going to be the same thing, except there's going to be some new perks on it, which you're welcome to ask me about it. I do want to kind of, I'm just going to kind of do the general basis of it, and you're welcome to kind of ask me basic questions about it or anything of that nature. But what I'm going to tell you now is that what we're going to do with this game is we are going to give the player the ability to not only have a character and go dungeon crawling, but also jump from a character perspective, from your character perspective to a battlefield perspective, and allow you to basically do like a real-time strategy game or an RTS, where you can actually command whole battalions, whole literal massive space battles. Basically, I think Axis and Allies or or Risk, more or less, that kind of gameplay you're going to be able to be given. And like I said, I've been working on this thing since I've been working on this thing for the past year. What type of classes are there? These are the 5 we got so far. Let me go ahead and pull. Yes, I have a book for this. The classes we have so far are Soldier, Combat Missionary, Slicer. I think it was supposed to be Assassin, but that's just kind of the code names we're given for it. Mercenary and Scavenger. We're still working on other class. We're actually going to try and add 2 more classes, or at least 1 more class. That way you can actually have a 6-class loadout, or at least 6 classes to choose from for iteration 1. As for the storyline, not even joking here, I'm still working on the timeline. If you've been on our Facebook group, also I have Halo Risk. That's cool. That is actually cool. But yes, as for the timeline itself, I actually do have a timeline going on the actual project's Facebook page. So if you actually want a link to our Facebook page, I will probably get it to you in the live chat. That you can actually look at the timeline and see what the story is and how it's going. Or you can be lazy and basically ask me about the story. I don't know. But in all seriousness, this is a D20 compatible game. So if you got D20 dice or a whole dice set, basically, like I said, this is going to be an easy walkover from Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder if you've been used to that kind of dice system. But the combat system we're going to have here is a little bit different because, well, you can basically go from having a firefight over to literally battling creatures on other planets. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention this is a sci-fi game? Seriously though, not even joking here. Basically, you will have the ability to choose. Well, at the current, let me grab the book here. Let me actually see what races you can choose from. At the moment. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 races you'll be able to choose from at the moment. But the one thing I'm really going to be, I'm going to be very blah, 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 blah. The one thing I'm definitely going to be happy about when we actually release the open beta, and I think what a lot of people are, will there be raiding parties during massive battles? If you roll a good roll, like if you you might not want to call humans, my friends. You might. Here's the thing, though. What's actually been kind of cool is that you do get racial benefits, not racial as in, no, actual species benefits, because of the different species there is. But what's really going to catch people's eyes is the faction perks. Literally, if you join a faction, and again, I can't disclose too much, but what I can give is a good example. Say you join one of the big factions. I'm talking one of the big ones. You will get a benefit and a boost to your class, such as weapons handling. Yes, that is an actual thing, which, by the way, we are kind of going off the special system. Let me look back and see what the specials are. Strength, perception, education, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. So yeah, we are going off the special system from the Fallout series. Almost like WoW, not completely like WoW. I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, back to the faction perks. Let's say you go with that faction, like the big name faction. You get that perk. The perk could be better weapons handling, could be, say you get better training, like say you choose a soldier class and you become a soldier of that faction's particular military. Well, then you get that faction's specialty from its military, saying you're a better marksman, you're a better swordsman, you're better with diffusing bombs, you're better at negotiations. That's kind of how it goes. And as for the story, I'm just going to kind of skim through it because I really, what kind of weapons are there? Let me get to that in a second, okay? Because I think you're going to like where this story's going. In the most legitimate sense, this a little bit of both. Sort of. First iteration, projectile weapons. Iteration 2, we're probably going to go into laser and plasma weaponry. Again, iteration 1 is what we're concentrating mostly on. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, So, yes. Basically, the story is this. And I did kind of go off of a real historical event because, honestly, this is kind of a cool idea. Who here remembers the Voyager satellite? And for those of you who don't, in 1977, the Voyager satellite was sent into space to kind of explore our known galaxy. Attached to it was a golden record. I'm talking a legitimate platinum, just freaking golden record of our coordinates, humanity, basically a message to the stars. Now, I'm going to have to actually pull up the Facebook group for this one because I'm okay, let me just go to the actual face of my own creations. Okay, let's go to the actual. There we go. Okay, so let me just go ahead. Okay, here we go. Basically, 1977, NASA launches the Voyager satellite. In 1980, yes. Which, by the way, if anyone was born in the 80s, glorious time to be alive. How much will the game cost? Not a lot, actually, or not at all. What I want to do is actually kind of release this to the public as through the Facebook page. Because honestly, I'd rather have it be like a free-to-play game where you have that monetary incentive, but you can just download a character sheet and basically be like, hey, go to our Facebook group, or you can help us make a book for the game by donating to us. You know, things like that. I actually want to go that route for this because I don't think anyone's ever done a actual, or to my knowledge at least, I don't think there's a lot of crowd-funded tabletop RPGs besides Angry Joe's Street Fighter, Dragon Ball Z, and I think Tekken, I think? I'd have to actually look, but anyway. So basically, in the 1980s, a deep space recon craft basically finds the Voyager satellite. And we know where this is going. Basically, they come to Earth, they find Earth, and kind of see what's kind of going on. Because if any of you have ever been alive during the 1980s, you know there was a lot of stuff. Game pieces? Yes, I would actually like to have game pieces in the game itself, like actual, like, sort of like Warhammer 40k or Dungeons and Dragons pieces, because I do love detail. I really do. And I would actually like to have some game set pieces set during certain events, or at least certain conflicts, because, spoiler, yeah, we as humanity, being a very violent species, we're not exactly the best. I'm not gonna lie. Like, seriously, the story does kind of, like, if I actually have to be that guy who has to be a realist, yeah, basically in the story and the lore, humanity kind of gets the short straw as a species. Yeah, we kind of do get the short stick. I mean, hell, we can't even go out and make colonies unless they're sponsored by one of the big factions, and even then, they're still watching us with their freaking eyes, making sure we ain't trying to screw ourselves over or them over. But that's a little bit of a spoiler. That's spoiling things for you guys. And Hunter, do contact me after the stream. I would actually like to work with you on that. But as for the races themselves, and as for the factions, like Big Brother, yes, like Big Brother, except these are aliens who basically want to make sure that humanity isn't going to make itself go extinct. Except in the 2070s, but I ain't going to spoil it. Unless you've played the Fallout series, then you know what I'm trying to say. So, basically, to kind of sum up this huge storyline into a nutshell sense of how humanity kind of comes to the stars, alien race finds a golden record. They come back to Earth. They see what humanity's kind of doing. It's like, oh, well, shit, we might want to get some backup here. So they contact Big Brother. They contact Command. Command comes in with a huge-ass fleet. And that fleet is, of course, the Galactic Alliance. That's one of the factions. The Galactic Alliance is sort of the galaxy's United Nations, UN, if it actually got its head out of its ass and actually did its damn job. Now, here's the thing. During that trek from then to there, from then to now, which, yeah, took a long-ass time because, basically, they had to make a trip. It wasn't until it really does sound a lot like Half-Life 2, but it's not. Trust me, it's not. Just kind of cool your jets. I know you Half-Life guys want to be like, no, it's not like that. It's not Half-Life 3. I mean, 2. Yeah, totally said 2, not 3. Anyway. But seriously, though, the story is basically one of those first contact stories where this huge, massive fleet, which, by the way, if any of you have ever seen V, the original series and the remake series, this is kind of that scenario. Literally, massive ships are over every single major city in the world. Now, granted, this happens in 2012. This is when the fleet arrives in 2012. Basically, Earth gets discovered in the 80s until 2012 when the fleet actually does arrive. Yeah, traveling at light speed does not exactly make it a fast travel. But in all seriousness, though, basically, it's a first contact story. Literally, everyone is kind of wondering what the hell's going on. What is this huge fleet? Who are these beings from beyond the stars? And of course, you got that lunatic on the side of the street going, "Repent! Repent! The end is nigh! The end is nigh!" And to kind of throw in that whole symbolism, I basically had him arrive on Christmas Day. Yeah, I had the fleet arrive on Christmas Day 2012. If only you actually read the timeline, you'll understand why that's a bit significant, but I want to play that guy. You want to play the crazy homeless dude on the side of the road that's like, "Repent, the end is nigh, the world is gonna end," type deal. Son of a bitch, aliens. I can still see you, Hunter, just be like one day playing Xbox, look at the window, be like, "Huh, aliens. Cool. Wait, what?" But in all seriousness, though, now the races is what's actually going to be kind of cool, and this is where I'm actually going to kind of break into it, or kind of break down each race and what each one does. Now, humanity, of course, that's kind of the basic one. That's kind of your starter class. It's like in Fallout when you start out, and it's like you're kind of grinding to kind of get that to get the level 10, basically. That's kind of your starter class, humanity, because of course everyone wants to play humanity, right? No, not really. It's like in Skyrim. You want to play the humans, but the other races are just so intriguing. I mean, it's one of those things, you know? Either way, though. So basically, the Alliance kind of gives humanity that nice little sip out of the holy grail of information. Basically, they're not alone in the universe, etc., 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 and they finally meet at the United Nations building. No, we need Spartans. So, the United Nations meets, and we find out what these alien beings actually look like. Anthropomorphic animals. No, it's not that kind of thing. I mean, for those of you who are probably going to blow up in the comments section, furries, furries, furries! No, it's not that. At all, it's not that. Because each race is actually a political exaggeration of our own real political atmosphere. Oh god, no Smurfs. Going to, of course, I am, of course, going to the book. The first of many factions, of course, is the Empire. My home faction, of course, the Wolven Empire. Before a lot of you say it, yes, Empire implying they have an empire, they have an imperial rule. Exactly, that are aliens. They are aliens. There be aliens. Which, by the way, BT Dubs, Iteration 2, there be dragons. I ain't just talking about the anthropomorphic type. No, we talking dragons. alien dragons. That's iteration 2, by the way, we're working on. So sticking with iteration 1 and the races you'll be able to play. BT Dubs, these are playable races, and the faction perks kind of go into it. So going with the first faction, which of course is the Wolven Empire. The Wolven Empire is roughly 800,000 years old. They are kind of the resemblance of Imperial Japan and China during its Imperial age as well. They are strictly rooted in honor. They are fantastic swordsmen. There better not be zombies. Oh, we're not talking about zombies until probably a little later down the line. Don't worry. But basically speaking, the best way to describe a Wolven Imperial, think samurai. That's the best way I can describe it, is they are just basically samurai. They are strictly rooted in honor, and they are, to a T, literal holders of justice and order. And let me just go ahead and tell you the why'd you have to go and pull that out? I fucking love you, Hunter. Samurai Jack. Space zombie virus. Oh my god. But seriously though, my character is going to be a wolf because, well, I like the Imperials. What can I say? I'm an Imperial. Down with you rebel scum. But in all seriousness though, wolves are known to be among the greatest swordsmen, marksmen, and honorable warriors of the galaxy. The race is also known for its empire, which encompasses over 4,000 planets and hundreds of colonies, which is protected by their massive military. The best way I can describe the Empire, think the Galactic Empire, but not evil. They are just strict in code of honor and justice. And, of course, second on the council seat. Yeah. Galactic Council, they're number 2 on that. There is a red teams for humans plus me. Don't worry. Don't worry. The Empire does accept humans into their ranks. You just gotta pray to God you live long enough through the campaign. And of course, the third playable race of... Yeah, exactly. More Klingon, less Nazi. That's actually how it is. That's the best way I can describe the Empire. Cats. Not C-A-T-S, K-A-T-S, because that's how they describe their whole race. And the best way I can describe these guys, over-political, bureaucracy, just bureaucrats. All the way down to the very accent. Yes, oh, humanity? Oh, they're so cute. We must bring them technology and bring them into the warm embrace of our technological might. Yeah, these are the morons that basically said it was a good idea to give humanity advanced technology right off the bat before even considering maybe they'd use that technology to, oh, I don't know, make WMDs. Anyway, so here's the description for cats. And by the way, when talking about cats, there is a very big distinction between the big cats and the small cats. Big cats, we got lions, tigers, panthers, basically big muscular soldiers. Those are the frontline guys. Now, don't get me wrong, the small ones are soldiers as well, but you'll see them in more of an officer or intelligence gathering role than anything else. Think the Asari in Mass Effect. That's the best way I can describe it. What in the same hell as a puma? Sorry, had to do it. I had to do it. Anyway, here's a description for the cats. Cats are cunning, fast, and smart, which is why many of the slimmer cats are known for being officers, politicians, and even teachers. However, the bigger cats, such as the lions, tigers, panthers, leopards, and others, are used as frontline forces and defenders of any and all cat assets. Now, that doesn't mean you won't see a lion as a professor at your local galactic academy, but fair warning. I know, Red versus Blue. I own Red versus Blue. I own all the DVDs. Well, all the way up to season 12, anyway. And then one, of course, comrade, I think you will like. Which, by the way, cats are kind of the head seat on the council. They're the ones who basically hold the highest power in the alliance. So yay! And finally, of course, comrade, we go to Big Bear. We go to Big Brothers. Yes, the third humans, wolves, cats. Fourth playable race in Project Galaxy, which of course is bears. Big bears. If you can tell by the accent, the best way I can describe this race, they're Russian. I'm not talking communist Russian. No, they're just big, burly, hard to kill. They're brutes. They're literally your tanks in the group. If you're going to have a group, oh yeah, you'd be surprised why the bears took very fondly to Russia when they came to Earth. They were like, this big landmass called Russia. This is ours. We take under our command. We have under our influence. This is ours. And seriously, though, if you are going to have a group in Project Galaxy, you need at least one bear in the group because you need that tank. And that's what they are. They're basically your tanks. They have the biggest buffs. They got the biggest guns. They got the biggest stats when it comes to strength, agility, and... No, that's about it. That's about strength and agility. Would be PSH21. Well, no da. Here we go. This is the description for this race. Bears are known for strength, like Russian, brute force, and moderate intelligence. They got about a high school level smarts. That's not to say there isn't, like, college level bears, but they're few and far between. Bears are very well known for being big, heavy drinkers, and even harder to kill, while yes, being known for being intense, but have hearts of fighters. Yeah, basically like Halo brutes, except they're actually very friendly. Now comes to another race that I think a lot of you are going to be interested in. Curiosity. Who here wants to actually hear a post-arrival explanation? Because believe me, you're going to want to hear this before I even continue on with this race, because... Is it John Wick? No, it is not John Wick. Damn close, though. Damn close. So basically, after arriving to Earth, the Alliance kind of gave humanity all this technology without exactly thinking, oh, hey, yeah, maybe they'll use it to make weapons of mass destruction. Kind of fucked up, didn't they? Well, of course. They detonate a nuke made with Alliance tech, and mysteriously, around 2017, a solar flare hits Earth, wiping out all technology and having to send humanity back to analog. Yeah, fun fact, yes, before you say it, there is speculation as to whether or not the Alliance was the ones who actually caused the solar flare to kind of wipe out all technology on Earth, to send people back to 1940s tech. But I'm not going to confirm it nor deny it, that the Alliance had any involvement in the solar flare. Moving on. So, prior to that, a little bit after that, of course, there was massive interest from certain human groups to actually go out into the stars and kind of create colonies. Well, after the solar flare, the interest still came in, so the Alliance allowed for one colony. And I cannot pronounce it. Is there power armor? Yes. Just not the kind of power armor you're thinking of. Moving on, though. So, yeah, basically, one human colony gets created. Sponsored by the Alliance, and that's about it, really. It's sent into the Omega sector. I'm going to drop some subtle hints for you, and I want you to try and guess what this next race is. I want you to try and guess. They're sent to the Omega sector. And they... they go and set up a colony for not only mining very rare materials and minerals, but also a medical research facility. From this, the head director is, of course, not even joking here, Dr. Alucard. I'm just going to let that process for you. The head researcher of this facility is Dr. Alucard. I'm going to give you about a solid minute before it hits. Starting now. Yeah, basically, but not. She's actually the descendant of Vlad Dracul. Her literal middle name is Vlad. Yes, from Vlad the Impaler. But here's the thing, she's not a vampire. Nor are there vampires. Yet. Basically, her research is more or less concentrated on trying to cure blood diseases, or at least blood-related affiliations and symptoms. However, something kind of goes a little awry, and she creates strain 666, which she tests on herself. And we know how this song and dance goes. She gets pale skin, red eyes, increased strength, etc., 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 and the Vampirians are born from a medical mishap. Maybe. But seriously though, that is the next race that you can play, which is Vampirians. And to give you and to kind of cheer on your little possible thing, yeah, wolves and Vampirians don't get along. Simply because of the war they had, which was the Imperial Vampiric War. Yeah, that lasted a good long while. It really did. And before you ask, no, the Vampirian Kingdom is no longer a thing. It's now the Vampiric Republic, which means that monarchy got toppled, and now there is a democracy in place. However, it's still, think England and their monarchy and how it kind of runs. It's kind of how it is. And the final race, of course, or races, hybrids. My dogs are going nuts over God knows what. I don't know what my dogs are going nuts over, but they're going nuts over something. Can you actually hear them? I'm kind of curious if you can hear them or not. Oh, they just shut the hell up. Okay. Get it? Bloody hell! No doubt. Final race, of course, are hybrids. Yes, they are exactly what you think they are. Oh, by the way, to kind of give you a nice little thing, Vampirians can't reproduce. When you kind of go through the vampiric process, your ability to reproduce is kind of, you're sterile. So yeah, there's that kind of dash away your dreams of a nice little hybrid vampiric child. I mean, yeah, it's probably gonna. Yeah, guess they caught the squirrel. They did. Hybrids. In the most literal sense, this is kind of how it is. A hybrid allows you to be human, but have the ability of one of the many races. Meaning, your mother could have been human, or your father could have been human, and your mother could have been one of the alien races, and your father could have been one of the alien races. Which kind of raises a lot of questions, and probably going to have some very interesting conversations with the child, because it's like, okay, Dad, why'd you marry a bear? Yeah, basically like Devil May Cry, except the only real thing that actually kind of stands out about these hybrids, ears and tail of the alien species. Yep. So not only do you have the basic stats of a human, but you have some of the perks of the mother and or father of one of the many alien races. Just saying. And I can already, and fair warning, one of our developers is actually going to go with a hybrid. Don't tell my girlfriend. Oh my god, that's the thing. And here's the thing. A joke already came up about the hybrids by one of my friends. It's like, well, son, I married your mother, this nice, big, beautiful bear right here, because honestly, I like big women. And I like aliens. And I like big alien women. I'm just kind of imagining the child just face palming so hard, like, oh god, I don't need to hear this, Dad. I don't need to hear this. Which I can already tell. I'm already going to do this. If the develop in our closed alpha, when the developer actually, yes, he married Mother Russia. I'm already going to say this now. When we actually do the closed alpha, and the developer does have a hybrid, I'm going to poke fun of it and be like, so, your dad married a big cat. Honeymoon must have been interesting. I'm just gonna fuck with them, basically. But aside from that, though. Yes. Yes, indeed. But anyway, I want to know in the comments section, once this live stream is over, I want to know in the comments section, are you guys interested for Project Galaxy? And if so, let me know if you've got any prior tabletop RPG experience and you're actually good with concept art or actually good with modeling, things like that. Get in contact with me via Facebook or Discord. I actually would like to talk with you about that and actually bring you on to Project Galaxy. Also, do know I am always adding ideas to the nice little red book of mine. And to be fair, I'm kind of happy this is working out. I am kind of happy this is going on, and we should have a closed alpha before the summer if everything goes good. If not, we may have a closed alpha right at the start of summer or middle. But we are trying to get a open beta released. Hunter, that. What's so sad is that it'd be rather interesting to kind of think of the marriage like that, because if his character's dad married a lion, his ass wouldn't have been able to do anything. She's the head bitch of the family. She's the one. She's the bread bringer. His ass just no. But in all seriousness, I will ask him. I will let him know it's from you, Cobred. But in all seriousness, though, guys, I am really looking forward to basically getting this done. I am constantly working on it, constantly adding to it. I am going to actually leave a link to the timeline for you guys in the chat, of course. Nice little present for me to you, which will, of course, link you to the actual Facebook group. There we go. But yeah, I've gone and talked about as much as I can. I will be doing another update stream, kind of talking to you guys about what's going on with Project Galaxy. But at the moment, we're working on the character sheet. Who is an Irish people? Who the Irish people are? That is for iteration 2. That or yeah, no, that's gonna be for iteration 2. I'm not gonna put the Irish people like Galaxy in iteration 1. Nay, I say. But in all seriousness, though, thank you guys so much for all your support, actually, with Project Galaxy. A lot of you are actually devs right now on the actual team itself. And I'm really looking forward to doing this, but I do say this. If you're in our Discord and I do select you for the closed alpha sessions for you to actually do, understand now, if you do get if I do give you a character sheet and you do take the information I give and you do it, I ask that you guys please do not share it with anybody else. Just hold the session with your guys. Have them kind of have like a word of silence until the open beta. When the open beta comes out, you may talk as much as you want about this, but like I said, I want to kind of keep this to as few people as possible. Anyway, that's it for me. I gotta go, and yeah. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what you think of Project Galaxy, and till next time.